Ladies and gentlemen, I just got a cup of coffee and I'm ready for the very last game from the group stages of the Untitled Nation Cup 18. It's going to be the 5th round of Group D, Germany going up against the United Kingdom. And Germany has been in the Nation Cup since the inception of the tournament and almost always been getting into the playoffs and quarterfinals too. And then in the 15th one, they finally reached first place, getting gold. But then 2 seasons later, in the 17th one, they had their lineup completely changed, and it really just didn't go that well for them. They just got barely into the playoffs, and then they were knocked out. So this year, though, we have the lineup again completely changed, and Göster returning. Göster being the oldest player on the team, having now played for a 3rd year. This being his 3rd year, and also that means that he does play back in the Nation Cup 15 and 16, back in the days where it went a little bit better for Germany. And not only that, but he's also the leader of Hash, which at the time got into the quarterfinals of Capture the Flag and also got 3rd place in the Urban Zone Master Series number 1, the first one of the 2. I mean, that is already quite a good resume, but currently, or at the time of recording, they also just got 3rd place in the Capture the Flag season 26. And then also for Germany, we have playing Nis and Kvs, who together play for Forge, which is a Division 2 Team Survivor team. And then we have Crimson, who should be a name that you're familiar with, plays for a lot of well-known teams like Fruit Ninjas, Rainbow Kittens, and Boobs. And with that, he's been getting gold in every game mode. Finally, but not the least, we have Chico playing for Boobs and Essence, which means that he's also in Division 1 and also getting halfway through the group stages in all game modes. So there's quite a lot of high-level material here for Germany to work with. Some of these players even having played together outside of the Nation Cup, but this is the first time this season though, not this game, luckily, but this season where they are going to be playing together, the 5 of them. So I hope, though, with the 5th week now, that they should have everything ironed out. And with just the resume of all these players, they certainly have something to mold something great out of. They're like a clay. Okay, I'll just stop with that analogy, it's awful. Nevertheless, they're going to go up against United Kingdom, who have been a long time ago very far up in the Nation Cup, even getting 3rd place in the Nation Cup 7, but none of the players, of course, none of the players are going to be returning from back then. The oldest player on the team, not in terms of age, but just in terms of how long they've played in the Nation Cup, is Marco, who is returning now for his 4th season, and playing for teams like Gore and Ginger Engineers and Boobs. He can be placed very much at the top of both Team Survivor and Capture the Flag. I mean, not the top, but the very top of Team Survivor and Capture the Flag. And now also returning for a 3rd year, we have Jan and Kokas, both being the lowest on division-wise. I mean, Team Survivor Division 4 and 3 and Capture the Flag Division 2 and 3. But still, those are certainly still doing a bulk of the work. They actually, just by picking random games from their history, have the highest kill-death ratio in Team Survivor. So certainly, still very much someone you should be looking out for. And then lastly, we have Arcus, the Frenchman, on the team, and Pretzel. Both of them very much at the top of Team Survivor, and Arcus also in the middle of Team Survivor, Capture the Flag, Division 1. So looking at the series, you wouldn't be that much surprised if you look at any of the other series we've had in this tournament, because we've almost always had at least one pick of Tuhunga, and this one is no different. Actually, we got 2 times Tuhunga. But at least it's going to be in 2 different game modes. And I mean, Tuhunga is probably the best map to be watching over and over again. I mean, we've had a lot of games on Tuhunga and Team Survivor, but still, it's still refreshing and still very much something I'm looking forward to seeing. And now we're going to start with Capture the Flag, the map pick, or a game mode pick of United Kingdom. And with them being so very good at Capture the Flag, both in the terms of the players, but also just when we look back at how well they did against someone like Spain, it makes a lot of sense. And with something to Hunga being a more faster paced capture the flag map, I would guess, that would probably only the discrepancy in skill between United Kingdom and Germany should probably be even widened just because of how hard Tohunga is, I would at least expect. I mean, if you extrapolate from how fast-paced it is in Team Survivor. And though after we have had Capture the Flag, we're going to go on to Team Survivor still on Tohunga and still keeping the pace high. And as I said, I mean, we've had a lot of Tohunga Team Survivor, but it's still just a map that still surprises in one way or the other. It's very much something worth watching. But first of all, it's going to be Capture the Flag. And now I cannot really say from experience how this goes out, because I've never played Capture the Flag on Tohunga before. Not back when we played for Denmark or for Scandinavian Dynamites. But just the fact that Tohunga is so very fast-paced in Team Survivor, as I've already mentioned like twice now, 3 times. But nevertheless, I would expect Capture the Flag to the fast pace of this very map to be even more pronounced. And the physical changes to the map are actually only one thing, being the fence plopped down in the middle. Really just splitting the defense from the attackers, but nevertheless not really splitting them apart, because while you cannot shoot through it, certainly, you can still jump over it. So you can't jump over and support your teammates, but that does mean that you will have to take in a new position, going into close quarters, and most importantly, also commit to your actions, which is something that is always neat to see, that your actions have some kind of value and actually have an impact on the game, and does require a little bit of thinking. But nevertheless, the fence is not only just so that you can somewhat be relying on only having to look at one angle, and maybe you have to jump over and commit to it, but it will also be a key feature when you have map control and are trying to grab the flag, because the fastest route still from the flag back home is through the middle over the fence with a neat little jump, which we're probably going to see quite a few times. And so when you have control of the bridge and birds, it is something that you finally can do, but if not, you might want to just go with the longer route instead. The last thing before we're going to go into the game, I just want to mention that the blue side is the easier one, so if you're going to go on with like a 10-2, you shouldn't worry, because these sides are going to be switched. Though actually, if it's like a 10-2, you probably should be worried, because it's not that much easier on the blue side. So UK is going to start in the blue colors, and Germany is going to start in the red. Chico here, just going in for a nade, trying to see if he can push out onto the hotel. Waiting for the nades. Kvs going to try and push in, does go down. Chico just going for the HP here too. But Crimson just holding down the angle, and all of UK pretty much just trying to push in from the silo through L-shape. But Jorn does go down here to Quester, and Quester now going to do a counter push. Nis at the same time also going to go in, take the flag. Quester with all the stamina is going to try and take it all the way home. Is going to be hurt quite a lot here by a nade, but still, all of UK trying to go in through the middle. Arcus does just get him down just half a meter away from the flag, and does also retrieve the flag and try and see if he can do a counter cap flag to him in a response. But it is also shut down. Germany again trying to push in here from the silo. Marco bleeding to death, but nevertheless, it's fine. All of Germany is still pushed back onto their side of the map. Arcus going to engage up against 2 of the Germans. But the Jon just following it up, Pretzel holding down the angle. Though he has to hold down 2 of them right now, because there's quite a lot of the British players just being killed. Now UK trying to see if they can push in 2 mechanics. Gustav from the middle does a flank, does get a lot of map control over to Germany. But Chico though, not really wanting to move further in, just wants to sit back and chill, since he is on the defender's part. Kvs here trying to see if they can go in through the middle, or at least push them back through the middle. And now also going into mechanics, finding one, but is being killed from behind. He didn't check his corners. And Crimson still alive here. Odd mechanics. Us also get Marco down from the middle. And now tries to push in through the hotel. Does get greeted here by 2 British players. But Germany trying simultaneously here to push in through the silo. And the German flag is currently attempted at least to be taken, but it is still left over at this side, even though it is blinking. And it is returned. They didn't really get it much further than a few meters here. Gusto trying to see if he can push in through the middle. Does find Marco on his way over, so just hunts him down first. Germany, trying again to get in. Questo going to go down to the Desert Eagle. Gusto trying to see if he can follow it up. Again, does the trade, but still doesn't win the 2-on-1 engagement. Crimson here, just holding down the angle, almost getting the kill. Thought he got the kill a little bit too early, so he flicked over and just barely flicked back to get the kill back again. But nevertheless, Gusto has the blue flag of Britain and tries to see if he can get it home. And he gets quite far in, and Britain, while they tried to hunt him down through the silo, weren't fast enough. But Jan has been able to kill all. Crimson though already in there, in with the extra firepower, just respawning. Does go down though to Nis from behind. Questa also going down to the LR300 of a pretzel. And Chico also too. With that, Cook is just dropping the flag. And flag also just barely returned. But Rusty or Jan already trying to push in again. But a lot of British players and a lot of German players were killed in that fast push in. Argos here trying to push in again. Gusto does get him down. Quetzal gets one from behind, but Chico just waiting. Why doesn't Britain really check their corners here at mechanics? Chico has been here all the time. But nevertheless, they just keep on not looking. And Crimson just kills his teammates for the extra wonderful HP. Just in this little breathing room that they had before the next hit, the next wave hit, not the next hit wave. So Questa going to push in from the silo. Does just kill himself, cocking the nade and not throwing it is just not advisable. Don here just pushing in. Finds Questa and is bleeding, but does try to see if he can push further in. Should be killed. If not by Arcus, at least by the one German player, Questa, behind him. Pretzel just trying to see if he can push in, but Crimson from the middle backstabs both him and another, and Gusto now going in from the silo for a second flag capture here. Does go all the way over to L-shape, doesn't have the stamina to just go all the way, but already 2 Germans ready there to support him for anyone trying to hunt him down. And with a 12 seconds, while not through the middle, which is like 4 or 5 seconds, it's still a good flag capture. Going for the safer route instead of going for the middle when you don't have the hotel area. Very good choice. Quisto and Chico, the only ones alive, so they just stay back before just waiting for anyone trying to see if anyone trying to lurk. And Nis though, again, trying to see if he can push in, doesn't really want to alert UK before he does have the stamina to actually get all the way over. Does find Arcus here in L-shape, does also though get the better end of it. Stays back in L-shape to push back anyone trying to hunt down the third flag capture, which just does go in here by Questa. Baku though trying to do a response, does take the flag of Germany. Does also get dropped though. Germany starting off really well on the wet side. None other. Jan also going down here to Gusto. Marco just holding down here on the middle, waiting for us to see if any Germans are going to push in. Doesn't seem like it, so he's just going to be trying to push himself. The nades are going to go over, and Germany are trying to see if they can take control of the bridge. It does go very well. Chico also getting Arcus down here at what would be birds. Kog is pushed quite far back, trying to see if they can regain control here of the hotel. Costa also around the middle. Is going to actually be hunted down from L-shape. and does go down to the nade of Marcus, which means that Guster is out for quite a few seconds here, so that's a bit of an opening here for Britain. They try to go in through the mechanics, does just get shut down immediately. Nice kill there by Crimson there also in the end. And a few good flanking hits here in on Arcus too. Arcus not really checking his flank. Again, just getting killed from the one on mechanics. Quest going to go in. Gets one of the British down, but doesn't really get it followed up. But Nis there trying to see if he can get it done and get onto the flag. But 3 British players against only 1 German is not going to work. Jan going to push together with Nis onto Birds, but actually just leaving him over at Birds to reinforce onto the flag himself. Going to deny the flag capture here of Germany, but at the same time also having helped Nis onto the area of Germany to get the flag all the way home. Really well coordinated and really well teamwork here. Nicely done for the very first flag capture here for UK. Nis though trying to take the blue flag again, going around the silo. Again, Marco does shut it down. Is though greeted by another German. Does just retreat and wait for him to push. And finds Guster there. And Nis also from the middle. Really good game sense there. Wow. Argus here together with Jorn trying to again to push in. Through Birds. Argus just holding down onto what would probably be Quester. Yeah, I know the positions now. Pretzel though, trying to see if he can take the flag. Argus though there, ready to backstab him, but Pretzel with only 7 HP is not really going to be able to get it all the way back, but is there to give it to Cockers and just try and see if he can hold off anyone hunting him down. Cockers also in with the nade onto the flag, does just barely get onto the flag, but not enough. So he's actually just killed few centimeters away, and the flag is returned. And Nis does it again, returning the red flag just a few centimeters. Just so very close. I mean, this should have been pretty much a 3-3. Germany's so very close on just denying anything. But here, Guster, after quite a battle here down at Birds, does get the flag here after 20 seconds for 4-1. So it's a 4-1. Britain really have to get going if they want to get back into this. But I mean, they were on the easier side, yet they ended in a 3 flag difference, not in their favor. So of course there was a Crimson at AI Mechanics, which they certainly should have taken care of and not just ignored each and every time that they were in his vision. Pretty much. He just got a lot of free kills there. But also we have just the middle, which wasn't really taken care of that much. We had some of the British players having really good game sense, or good coordination, so they knew when they would have to push it back. But still, they didn't really have much of an eye on it all the time. So we did see Guster like 2 or 3 times where he was able to just push in from the side without any of the British players even responding and just killing 2 of the British players. So while they have good coordination, it seems, and also good game sense, there's still a few key issues that they don't really tell each other. So we go into the second half. Hopefully I actually got the sides wrong, and maybe it is the red side that is easier. That could also explain something. But it's going to be now Germany in the blue colors and UK in the red. Chico here going to take in the silo position together with a teammate, or just being even more defensive and push back into Null's house area. Crimson winning the first engagement here at silo. So the first push here by UK was shut down, but with even trades it wasn't really possible for Germany here to try and push in. Kvs are doing a few nice peeks in, was ready for that one extra push, does do a nice crossfire together with his teammate, is responded with another crossfire by Jorn and another, meaning that they've got control of the middle and tried to push further in. Didn't really pan out that very well, but still, Marco trying to see if he can push further in with a nade. And Germany also again now trying to push in. It's just shut down here. Arcus holding down the angle, just throwing in a nade and going very far back, to be honest. Does work very well. I mean, he just goes sit in a position where he can hold down two positions at once. Kvs here already ready with a nice little nade in. And already Marco getting the first flag here. Almost again onto the position, or onto their own flag. Meaning that it would have been almost a 1-0 to UK. But Kvs just in the nick of time was able to retrieve the flag. And also get a counter flag capture in for 1-0 again to Germany's favor. Nis onto the flag, not really wanting to take it, but just trying to see if he can push back. Marco just jumps in right onto the middle. Kvs does see it, does wait for the opportunity to go in, does get Pretzel and Kvs down. Or Kvs and someone else. Tries to see if he can get all the way through L-shaped. Crimson is there to hold his back. So even though he doesn't have the stamina for it, he certainly still got it all the way around. And Chico does take the very last few meters here for a 2-0. Arcus still just holding down with nades and then going all the way back into that corner again. Very, very deep play on their own flag side. And this trying again to go in. Kvs though is able to shut it down. Now all of UK have respawned, and Kvs and Gusta have been dead for quite a little bit of time, like 7 or 8 seconds, so UK should be able to get quite a lot of map control here, though it doesn't seem like they really have done it. They just almost got onto the bridge, but Nis does shut it down, and now Gusta and Chico are trying to push in, take control of bench. Gusta tries to take the flag, just barely misses it, so he is not able to be able. He's not going to be able to retreat with the flag, while that was pretty much an open flag capture there for them, especially after getting the kill, the really nice kill on the one on mechanics. That was a little bit of a bummer, just missing that slide so by just such a little margin. Again, UK having pushed back the attempt here by Germany, but still they have a 5 flag difference that they haven't really made better. Marco are going to go up against one. Is just going to be hurt a little bit by it. Just trading damage. Marco's still also winning up against Nis, so they have control of the middle until that one nade. And Arcus now holding down onto a push from Hotel is not going to really get the hits in, but Pretzel is there to save the day. But Gustav does go in from the middle really, really fast. Almost touching the flag, does get killed from someone in Storwell. And it is again stabilizing. Kvs just holding down onto the L shape, which is still in control of Germany. And Germany again pushing from Hotel. Kvs holding away his attention from the L shape for quite a long time. So Germany are going to be able to go in on birds quite easily. At least, except if there's anyone in Storwell to deny any push like that. Gust's going to be able to kill Marco here, going through the middle. And with that, one flag is going to be taken here by Nis for a 3rd flag capture here for Germany. Nis again just pushing onto the flag, but not really wanting, but also killing Gusta at the same time, so he doesn't really have the support that he would need to be able to retrieve with the flag. So he's just going to be an annoyance instead. Does get only one of them down with it, but still. Jan trying to see if he can push out onto the bridge again. Does find one. Doesn't find the others, so Kvs is going to again to push in from the bridge, and Arcus already his attention away on Crimson. They're going to be able to go in from both the birds and also from mechanics. Chico here just holding down the angle, being an annoyance. And with a nice crossfire, UK again holding it down, this push at least. And Kvs finally now also trying to see if he can push in onto Silo, together with his friend. Pretzel just goes go down. Crimson does get them both though, and only does also go down to the bleeding. Quester though, getting the flag already, and only one of the British players are going to be able to try and see if they can hunt it down. And this just takes it all the way home. This is beginning to get... Jan holding down onto any push here from the bridge, but having to hold down on 3 angles at the same time pretty much is not going to be that very easy. Trying to see if he can go into the position of Crimson, but as you can see, Germany actually checks the angle. Guster does get him down. Marco though, flanking from the middle, gets quite a few of them, and now also tries to see if he can go onto the flag, finds one at Noel's house. Does go down to Crimson here, though from Silo. Argus gets a few good hits in here, but still, 3 of the British players are already dead. Quester again for a 5th flag capture, and Crimson going to go in for a 6th, and hiding behind the flag, and getting one of them from behind. Very well played. They may not have really figured out how much HP he had, so they thought he was already jumping over through the middle, so they were hunting him down as fast as humanly possible. But nevertheless, they were able to just try and see if they can do a counter flag capture, which was already retrieved for quite a long way, probably around L shape, but was retrieved for a 6th flag capture here. Quest again, going to be able to try and push in from mechanics. He's going to be killed by 1 at the stairs. Jan trying to again to push in from through the bridge here. Does go down here to Guster. Marco throwing in a nade before jumping in himself. Only he really hits himself. Does find Guster though. Crimson though from behind. Gets him. Argus holding down on any push here from the bridge. Not really finding any, so he's just going to switch his attention away. Now also having to hold down on a push from both sides. Does get it into a 1 versus 1, but just when he picks the other, he does go down too. But still, it was not enough of an opening here for Germany to go in for a 7th flag capture. But I don't really think they need it, to be honest. We still only have 2 minutes left, but they have a flag difference of 9, which is... I mean, you can do a flag capture in 5 seconds. But I mean, if you extrapolate anything from this game, it's certainly going to not be something that they can do so fast that they just can do 1 flag capture after the other. For that, Germany would have to go pretty much AFK. This there with a little bit of a fail nade. Going to again push in onto bench. Does go down. Argus going away, just trying to dodge his teammate's shot for his help. Jan here though, just staying back, just hiding a little in a nice little spot. Marco holding down both on L shape and also getting back to just kill his teammates, and just in the nick of time gets the last one there too. Throws a nade in, should be able to get that 1 player killed. Did actually not get it, but still, the 3 German players going to go on and try to see if they can take the flag. Was actually shot down. Crimson though from bench still able to kill him in there in the end, but not able to push onto the flag. UK really having to commit all of their players just to hold the defense against Germany, and just now they barely got in. That flag capture was also denied. As we can see here, Argus going in from the bridge. Does again go down here to Chica. I mean, really what UK really would need here is just being having a little bit better luck with the spray. I mean, there's nothing wrong as such with their positions, except that they didn't as such look for at the mechanics, as I said in the first half. But also, I mean, this round they had sometimes people assigned to 2 angles at once in the defense, which is quite difficult. I mean, that's also why the red side on Turnpike is so much more difficult than the blue side. But also just because, but they just, whenever they got into a 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2, Germany almost always won that engagement. So I'm not sure if that actually bodes very well for UK going into the second game here. And UK really wants to get the points on the board, because if you look at the groups right now, UK only has 2 points to Spain in Group D. So if Spain wins 2-0, they will be actually not be able to get into the playoffs, and Spain will take it instead. So if they can get the 2 points in by winning the second map, they will be certain that the few rounds differences that they actually have in favor of themselves will still be enough to let them into the playoffs. So we're going to go on, not to a different map as I said, but onto a different game mode. It's going to be Team Survivor, still on Tuhunga. And just while we've had so many games on this map, it's still such a wonderful thing to watch, because just this map offers so many possibilities. I mean, if we just look at the last time we had Tuhunga with USA going up against Belgium, we had Belgium, the ones going for the current meta, being very fast and aggressive, and then we had, on the other hand, USA trying to do what Colombia also tried against Belgium, being more slow and just taking a position, going for early picks, and then work off of that. So Tuhunga really offers a lot of different play styles. If it was something like only Kvs all the time, yeah, okay, you could maybe get a little bit bored, but it's Tuhunga nevertheless. And so, as I said, you can do the Kvs style thing as we saw USA do, though it's still much faster than Kvs, but you can also do the fast and aggressive style of play, which is, and has been for quite a few years, the meta here in Europe. I at least think it might be what it is in Europe, unlike what it is in the Americas. There might be some kind of meta division there, which would actually be rather interesting to look at. But nevertheless, let's get on point and talk about Tuhunga on Team Survivor, and not just go on to some side tangent. So the very fast and aggressive style that I've been trying to go around right now, it is just having some part of your team or all of your team being assigned to be aggressively pushing onto the other side of the map. The classic example, when you're spawning at mechanics, to rush in, at least with 2 players or maybe 3 players, onto a hotel. So if you go for the really aggressive style, as we did back with Denmark, you would also have the rest of the team then pushing in through the middle onto Null's house simultaneously. But luckily, these players actually want to win, so they're not going to do that. But still, very interesting style is going to guarantee certainly some interaction and some wonderful play. So I'm very much looking forward to this, even though I've been rambling quite a lot. Let's go into the second and final game of the group stage. So we're going to have UK in the red colors and Germany in the blue. Good luck, have fun to both teams. I'm going to be looking forward to this. Costa is going to go on to Null's house together with Komi. As we can see, others from Germany are going to try and push out on the hotel. Not going to push out onto mechanics, which you would do if you were quite aggressive. And Mark does go in, try and push in, gets Crimson though. Kvs does, although, do the trade. Does go down to Kvs, so it is still in favor of Britain here. And Germany has lost quite a lot of ground here. Chico, the only last person here left at the bridge. All of Germany just getting back onto hotel, just holding just a smaller area so that they're certain that they can still be able to engage in the fair fight, almost. And Chico does jump out right in the nick of time to get at least one with him, but it is still only a trade. And Pretzel now going up against Komi. Gusta does get Arcus down, but still he is at hotel and he's going to be flanked now here by Pretzel.
Red team wins.
Which doesn't actually, it's needed because Gusta does bleed to death here for the engagements against Kokus. So UK takes the very first round. We see here UK just staying behind at the bench, not really wanting to go onto mechanics and pushing onto the bridge, and setting up to quite actually a push on through to the silo. But since there was no fast opening here from Germany, they've begun to spread out. And Marco here going to engage up against 3 of the Germans, does go down, gets quite a few hits in on someone that is not Chico. Gusto though, trying to see if he can hold down on the angle, but all of his teammates, Questo and Crimson, at the bridge are just going to go down. But still, fair and even trades. Arcus and Pretzel still alive up against 3 of the Germans. So UK just staying here at the mechanics, going to push out onto the bridge. Pretzel has the intel of where Germany is going to go, and also has the angle. Is a little bit surprised there by 1, does get Chico halfway down, but Gusta already all the way around flanks Arcus to get so that Chico can finish him off. 2 versus 1 in a great crossfire. So it is, even though it hasn't updated, a 1-to-1. Crimson just very passively holding the bridge, though just now also pushing in, just seeing if the stairs are taken. Finds 1 at the mechanics, throws in an 8. Should be avoidable. Does go in from the middle, finds 1 at mechanics. Does get the hits in there, but is also killed from behind. Chico and Questa though trying to see if they can follow it up. Arcus, the very last one left, does go down here to Chico. And now Germany is spawning at storeroom. Going to just go in and add position at birds. And what it seems to be slowly moving out and spreading out. Chico now also going onto the bridge, though he just gets in right when his teammate was beginning to engage against the opponent, but getting in just barely when it was a 2 versus 2, making a 2 versus when it was a 2 versus 1, and then barely getting in, making it a 2 versus 2, surprising his opponent and making actually for a flawless victory here for Germany. So it's a 3-1. Germany is starting off very well, indeed. Marco is going back to just heal his teammate. Jon though going down to Gusta, so an opening is already here at Silo. Crimson does do a trade here. Marco also going down for him. So it is a 3-3. Or 3 versus 3. And Arco's just holding down the angle here at L-shaped. And all of Germany really just holding down and making a little bit of grounds here at mechanics. Arcus going to push in together with his teammates through birds and through the middle. Does find 1. Arcus though not really having the angle here. Finds 1. Does go down here, so it's Caucus now up against Chico. Chico though already far down here to 18%. Up against Chico, up against Caucus at around 30. Caucus does get the engagement 1 here for 2 rounds now for UK. Only one round difference. That's something you shouldn't say 10 times in a row. UK going to try and push in here onto the hotel. Chico going to try and see if he can retake it. Is going to be traded. And now UK going to try and push in onto Null South from the middle. Just try and see if they can split off Germany. But all of Germany seems to be at the bridge. Gusta going to find his teammate Questa at the hole. And moving over to Silo, see if they can take in control of that. 2 versus 1. In favor of Germany. Gusta, the very last one left, almost. Questa had to move back to not die. So Gusta, in a 1 versus 1, takes it very nicely. That's some other word I'm looking for, but who cares? He did just though jump over his opponent and do for a very cool kill. There we go. Germany again spreading out. Crimson here for Pretzel, so it's a 4 versus 4. Now all of UK beginning to make a setup for a push through Silo and through the middle. Jon just peeking the corner, finds 1 of the Germans, finds 2 of them. Germany trying to push through L-shape now too. But Caucus and Jon are ready. A few more shots off, not really doing anything. Just gathering intel. Arcus trying to take control here of the bridge. Not really finding any Germans. They have all set around birds to try and see if they can hold off on a push from UK. But respond so very fast against this push from the bridge. Cook is the only one here still alive, up against the 3 of Germans. Up against 2 of them at the same time at 2 different angles. Another round here for Germany. Coming with a nice nade against a push or a wash from the silo. Though maybe it was quite close to the corner, so it might not have hit that many if someone would have slidden by. Argus getting quested down here at Null's house, so it is now trade. Yon though trying to push in onto bench. And it is only Chico here. So if they play it correctly, they will go up in a 2 versus 1 and make for the better and unfair engagement, making for a third round if the scoreboard is correct to UK. I'm pretty certain that actually should be the fourth. Pretty certain. Could be. Maybe. We'll figure that out later. Germany though trying to see or content control here of the bridge and getting Marco down with that. UK trying to gather around onto the silo. Going to go in onto the hotel. Kvs tries to see if he can be very sneaky beaky like and just holds down the angle there, but he is also seen immediately. And all of Germany in the time that I've been able to just talk about the engagement at the hotel have been just clean sweeping everything else. Chico already getting an early pick here on Marco. So Germany 1 man up, but Kvs does turn it around at the hotel, and all of Germany trying to see if they can retake control here. Chico gets Kvs down. Argus here trying to see if he can get a little bit of a push on through the middle and the bridge. Comic goes down to Dawn. Chico gets a responding kill. And Chico, the very last one together with Guster, does go up against Pretzel, who is the last one. So it's a 1 versus 1. Guster goes around to the hotel. Pretty close, but also quite loud. Pretzel does find him, gets the early shots in, does with the Glock follow it up for the kill. For the 4th round. Certainly. For UK. Marco here going in for quite an aggressive nade. They're just doing not that much, does just get stuck on the ceiling. And that has been pretty much enough to make Germany able to respond very nicely. Crimson even able to go all the way through the middle for a backstab here on the very last British player alive. But also the nades are not really going in favor of, or the physics of the nades are really not favoring Germany either, coming there with quite a nasty nade which could have done quite a lot of damage on his teammate. So, really it's just, both of these teams have a few troubles here, but not like they are just messing massively up. I mean, that's something everyone could have made happen for them, so you're only going to try and push in through the middle. One of the Germans going in from silo, up against 3 of the UK's players, not going to be able to go that very well, and Argus finishes off Kami for a 5th round. Come on, scoreboard, you can do it. Thank you. So, Pretzel here together with Marco going to push on and hold down onto the bridge area, just staying up on top of the stairs. Marco just holding on to a pretty cool angle there, though he has really nowhere to retreat, so should they push in and wash in on him in a 2 versus 1, he's pretty much out in the dead open. So Guster here, going to go in together with his teammate, Kame, getting control of bench, and Dawn also bleeding to death, making for an 8 round here to Germany. And Germany here now again setting up for what could be a wash onto the silo, but just slowly then just spreading out since they don't see any reason to do any to do it, and they don't see an opening for it. Kvs also going down for an early pick here for Germany. And now also trying to push onto silo. Guster does get both of them down, and Mark with the very last one left now. Gets Guster there in with a headshot, but Crimson from behind does get him down. Here we see Crimson just taking control, not being too aggressive here on the hotel. So not exactly what I was talking about when I was talking about the strategies of Belgium. You know, still taking control of the bridge. And going to try and do a little bit of a peek. Doesn't really get any hits though, so... But it goes in here for second. The one player here for UK at the hotel should be quite hurt by now. He's been peeking like 3 or 4 times and has been hit at least once by some player every time. But all of Germany now beginning to clutter around here the bridge and moving in. Kvs going into the middle. Having a little bit of problem here on his retreat. And all of UK already setting up medicing here and setting up for a wash through L shape. Germany though hears it and tries to take the opportunity. UK though going to be able to just kill them both. Meaning that any early advantage here for Germany has been pretty much removed. Chico and Kvs the only one still alive. And Chico trying to see if he can group up with his teammate Kvs. He's going to be killed, and with his movement they knew where Kvs was hiding, so Jan just moving in and finding him immediately. Really well done, really good read here by UK. And also nice response, especially on the silo. If they hadn't responded as well as they did on the silo. And with that pretty much turning if they hadn't done that, they couldn't have turned this round around. Crimson going up against Marco. Does that was actually the last round. That's weird. Says he's alive. I suppose he's dead. I don't know. Nevertheless, Germany has control here of the bridge. That's something I could say for certain. Pretzel had just holding down the angle on anyone pushing in from hotel. Finds one. Doesn't find the hits though. And now up against Chico and one other German player. He's just go down. And first from all sides, Germany. Oh, actually just the 2 players from hotel alone were just able to sweep off all the United Kingdom players. The 2 other players here for Germany really didn't need to do anything. They just sipped a little bit of tea. And now there's also called a timeout here by UK. Though with 6 minutes left, I mean there's still it's only a 4th round difference. Yeah, they could probably talk it through and get back. Yeah, certainly could. Akers just holding down any push here from L-shaped. And also just peeking in on through the middle. Finds one of the German players. Just does a few warning shots here. And peeks again. All of UK setting up for a few good angles. Yondo having his nade out and then going up against one of the German players, not going to go in his favor. And that nade might actually also hurt his teammate. Crimson also now getting Marco here from the middle. And now all of Germany pushing in from all sides at once. Find Kvs here in the end at bench. And question is, really, what can UK do? Because they're trying to play it slow and Germany are just responding very, very well. But then again, they also have few rounds where they, at the one at the silo, for example, they can take the engagements, at least sometimes. So it's not like they are unskilled. They just have... The question actually is if there's something about the setup. I mean, they could go for the aggressive, really aggressive style and try and see if they can get some early picks off and work on that. If you take any account on what happened in the Capture the Flag game, that might actually not be that very feasible. Maybe they could go for a few G36s or maybe an SA8 and hold down one angle, maybe the middle, for example. Then they could get an early pick because there's always like Quester 1 in the middle just peeking. But let's see what UK have chosen to do. Game is resuming. And still 5 minutes and 30 seconds left for what is 5 rounds. If for 1 minute a round, which is very normal for Urban Terror, it's certainly still possible, but they would have to do 5 rounds in a row just to make it a draw. And if they want to have the points, they have to win the map. UK just holding down the angle still, so it doesn't much look like they've actually changed much of their setup. They might just want to have had a little breather here. Arcus getting a few good hits in here, so that might be the opening to take on Bench and Birds. They take in physically the point, but Chico does also kill Jon, who was right behind them, so Arcus right now a little bit in the open and is not able to really move out from there because Kami and Chico are probably going to be able to kill him. Right now here, while they're sitting in storeroom, and Kami and Chico are just holding down the angles, waiting for UK to push. But if they knew exactly how Germany are going to set up for this, they might want to actually just go in 3 versus 1 instead of a 2 versus 1 and a 1 versus 1. The 1 versus 1 didn't go to the advantage. The 2 versus 1 just went as planned and was possible to be followed up, and Chico wasn't able to in any way to just try and flee from the storeroom. So we just need a few more rounds like this. Chico going to go and hold down the angle, ready just for any push here by Kvs and his teammate. So again an early pick here for Germany. And Chico now also going to go in, try to see if he can cut off Marco here at the bridge. But Arcus ready there to save his friend. Pretzel going all the way around mechanics, not checking his side before he's going to be hit. But with the Glock, does get the kill on Kami. But being the very last one and right out in the open, Quester having more than enough time to get into a good position and kill him. So, Gusto here just holding down the angle while UK trying to do a very aggressive push from the hotel onto mechanics and also simultaneously through L-shaped, so just all sides at once, and it went really well. Gusto, the very last one, is still alive and not being able to hold 2 angles at once. I mean, it was like a 180 angle you would have to hold, and that is just impossible. So really nicely executed there by UK. Jon going to see if he can go in again, together with his teammate, finds one. Chico does go down, and now Kvs does try to go in on the bridge, up against, in a crossfire, up against his teammate. Isn't actually going to go in favor of UK, but Pretzel is there, together with Jon, to get the last 2 players right there alive. But that looked quite shaky there all of a sudden. They had a crossfire with one on the bridge and one at the hotel up against one, but then just Gusto came in from behind over at mechanics and killed them both. So I think it was Gusto. I mean, I'm just flinging names around and hoping they're correct. But Marco here pushing in through the bridge is going to go down just to Quester. I mean, I try to remember the names, but I sometimes, quite a lot of times, end up remembering the wrong one. My apologies. Nevertheless, Jon though, trying to push in, waiting for the push here by Gusto. Nicely done. And now also getting healed up all the way up to 90% before moving further in. A nice few trades over at the hotel, and Jon and Pretzel at the same time going to push in for both sides on the very last one on mechanics. Now only at 12 to 10. Still in favor of Germany, only 1.5 minutes left. So they still have to push, they still have to rush if they want to make this one at 13 to 12. Germany just holding down the angles. They are expecting a rush. Now Marco just came in all alone here from the bridge. Now one of the UK is going to try and push in. Chico gets him in the leg and is already there to hunt him down through the middle. They do know he's around silo. And Chico just going back to help and heal up his teammates. Gusto already getting Arcus now down too. It's only a 2 versus 4, not really that well good, and Kami already winning the 1 versus 1, Guster and Quester ready to just kill the last one from behind. So it's 1 minute left for 3 rounds just to make it a draw. But still, UK there in the end, showing a few really good rounds. I mean, the push from through the bridge and the L shape at the same time was really well executed. And it's not like, and it's still only at 14 to 10. So while it, or 15 to 10, or 15 or 14 to 11, however it ends, it's still a close enough of a points on here on the board. And now here, UK really not wanting here to wait anything. They're just going to rush in and getting actually a round done here right in what is 15 seconds. So 10 seconds still left. If they have done a few more of those rounds, they might have been able to get it all the way back up. And Germany trying to do the same. Crimson and Chico still alive. Marco trying to retreat. So this is the very last round though, ladies and gentlemen. Chico just holding down on all the angles while Crimson pushes around the map. Crimson though going all the way over to L shape, they just want Marco or find Marco as fast as possible. Chico, after his position is known, is just going to jump in from the bridge and getting Marco from behind. So it is going to be what was 15 to 11, the only possibility that I didn't say earlier. Well, I didn't expect 2 rounds, but nevertheless. So, still a good game, certainly. But with that, Germany does beat United Kingdom 2-0, leaving them at the very top of the group. But luckily for United Kingdom, they are also still as tied for the 3rd place and are going to be placed at 3rd place because of the point difference in the games themselves compared to Spain, that is. So United Kingdom still safe enough to go into the playoffs, so they can be still happy about that. And Germany having 16 points, having a flawless time here throughout this whole group stage. So thank you for watching. I'm going to leave for watching the Warcraft movie here for a 2nd time. Have a nice day. Stay tuned.